The new players, on the other hand, this is a fresh new slate where I'm pretty much walking in here blind Warden.
I think Trav is pretty known in the Filipino scene as well, because people were talking about him quite a lot. Oh, Trav is such a good player. Let's see if he can perform up against SKADI here, as finally we get to see the game. Starting up, Hardpoint #1 on Agenda will be owned. Rockside will be heavily congested by the side of the Huntsman, and they're gonna get swept down.
Well, it's a fantastic start, and the Savage Huntsman, a starting of Savage indeed. They do get swept out of the hill as SKADI manages to sneak on in there, holding it down just with Cisco, who finds a bit of competition, slides on out, but Xavier shuts him down. Doesn't get traded out, so Savage Huntsman continue to trickle in the score.
Really surprising here, honestly. I mean, SKADI was able to win the initial gunfight, but looking like they're lacking the influence inside of Hardpoint. And hallway control, Zen rightfully on it. Grau on hand, gets 2 in front of the hallways, but fails to connect. But the rest of the opposition actually haggles down the influence inside the Hardpoint. So we are about to see SKADI take the first lead here as we finish up this Hardpoint #1. But Huntsman, they respond back with the early rotation here to P2.
28 on the score for SKADI already. Rotation into P2. This time it's gonna be that garage play with 3 Savage Huntsman players sitting down inside. And Cisco's not gonna be at an advantageous position at all. In fact, that is one of the most difficult spots to enter from in that lobby. You've only got a tight little doorway to work. And Savage Huntsman easily walk away with a shutdown. Freezy now with the access, doesn't wait for backup, slides away and then shuts him down. This is just sloppy plays out of SKADI, and Savage Huntsman takes advantage.
I gotta hand it down here for the Tracer, for the Huntsman. They are doing it so well, just zoning every entrance is down. But the spawn gets flipped over now here for SKADI. Line to get the break. They got 3 players inside the hill. 1 player up front instead of the Huntsman. He gets taken care of. Split situation here for the Huntsman though, and quite early on, they're gonna reside back to P3, giving the remaining 15 seconds left. 20 seconds left here for SKADI.
It's a little unbelievable that SKADI still managed to slide back in there for a break after losing that hill. One would have thought that they would want to set up early. That would be an amateur mistake to underestimate the Savage Huntsman. SKADI pick up all of the scraps, and now in the perfect timing, they rotate around with a pincer maneuver towards this next hard point. It's going to be at that warehouse, and a backstab on the way as well from player #4 in yellow. As he takes control of that warehouse, they hop on in a one-sided attack. Cisco leads the front, and they stop the bleeding for the time being, and that's going to be fantastic as Savage Huntsman doesn't get to run away. But how will they shut them down now, Warden?
Oh, 3 players here from the left side will come and kicking here from the side of the Huntsman. They got to deal with 3 players inside the hill though. Zen, the front man, getting 1 player out from the chase, make it a double actually. It looks like they are about to get the break inside the hill, but 2 players up top said to be dealt with, and it's just so tough for them to put up the influence inside the hill. This is what I'm saying here, AJ. You know, it doesn't matter if you get the early rotation. If your enemy knows how to get the break and knows how to retake the power positions, your efforts in terms of getting the early rotation will just go thrown out the waste.
Absolutely. SKADI forced their way in, stopped the bleeding, and surgically removed the Savage Huntsman from that warehouse hill. And now early rotation once again for the Savage Huntsman. Hunter Killer Drone finds absolutely nothing. That's why you don't ban it out. It's useless most of the time. 2 players rotating around, and Savage Huntsman, they unlock the hill, but here comes the attack. Cisco once again leading by example, finds the break as Tokyo backs him up as well. Xavier finds a Sparrow hit, but there is the backup from Freezy as well. And SKADI's going to be holding on to the hill. A little bit of bleeding stopped by Jim Boss, but that's going to be for a tad bit as player #2 slides on in as well. A 1v2, and the Purifier burns, but Chroma shut down by Derb, traded out, and Savage Huntsman saved by Yao Tapin.
Oh, the Claude here from the center trap was able to soften the defense here from the top lines, and they're backs him up with an UL as well. And on the front lines, he is able to convert those kills. He does get taken down. Mids gets a double actually, but Trap finally gets a refrag, and SKADI, at the end of it, holds on towards the hill, and they hold on to the convincing lead. 40-point discrepancy is what the Huntsman is facing, and now we get to see the first deck of hard points will be said and over with, and you know, there's still plenty of more room here for Huntsman to bounce back up.
The rule for P1, you clear the top floor of mana and then you play the objective. SKADI has done that phenomenally well, and they send in the one and only Cisco, captain of the squad, to play that objective in a 1v2, takes him out of the equation. Xavier as well as Prep, they do manage to circumvent the opposition of SKADI and hop on in to stop the bleeding. 74 to 114. Huntsman really needs to hustle, but SKADI's investing everything into P1. A two-man push comes on through, and the objective secured for the Filipinos.
Oh, good zoning once more. Hallway control rule number 1, set and over with. Now you got to get the influence inside of hill. It's going to be 1 over by the side of the Huntsman as of the moment. And last 20 seconds inside of hill, I think it's about time to just reside back here for SKADI. It's just so heavily congested, but guess what? They still want to be persistent, but they're not really getting anything out of it. They're just feeding the Huntsman right now. Yeah. But fortunately, they do 2 things. They intend to contest a hard point, and at the same time, they get the early rotations on P2.
And they do that by backing away slowly off of the hard point, preventing Huntsman from getting a lot of those trap points, preventing them from circumventing around them and taking that statue spawns. So many things done by SKADI there that just needs to be broken down in detail. That was just brilliant back-to-back plays. And now Savage Huntsman attacking from the observation deck. They do have the numbers, but they do not have the confidence. They waste time, and Mintz is gonna bring out the war machine to shut them down. What a punisher. Dub does manage to step on in. Jimbo strains out Mint, and the attack this time around from Dub will go on through with the death machine, but finds no connection whatsoever. Finally, Cisco down. Chroma taken out. This death machine has got way too many bullets. Dub surely managed to make those mistakes, but recover as well, and the Savage Huntsmen are right back in it.
El Capitan popping off for the squad of the Huntsmen. And that's going to be Xavier as well, making his presence felt on this hard point number 2. Big investment was able to come along for SKADI, but Huntsmen, they doubled it down, and they were able to slow down the bleeding. And now this hard point number 3, rotations getting battled for, and it's going to be the Huntsmen winning it out at the first hand.
157 to 114. SKADI thought they could walk away with an easy one, but early rotation from the Huntsman this time round. And they need to watch their backs, because this is exactly how they got backstabbed a couple of rounds. Sorry, just the previous round on that rotation. Mintz was the one to take that backstab. Play number 4 in yellow, and once again executed, but this time Freezy went a little crazy, attacking from the front of warehouse, and SKADI has the kill yet again. Huntsman, savage as they may be in name, but through their actions, they are not. They second guess their move, and SKADI walks over them.
Oh, retention of the hard point. It's just the name of SKADI right now. They're so consistent, but a backline push will come along here for the Huntsman. 3-man push will come in, but Freezy gets 1, flies out the killer drone, finds 2, make it a triple as well. And this man is the king of the shack. Flies down the Predator, finds 2, but only connects with 1, but the damage has been done.
Damage done indeed. Savage Huntsman early rotation. They don't want no scraps. They just want that early lockdown. But here's the thing. Observation deck is super open. There's just no way you can lock this down perfectly. So that early rotation might just be for naught. Let's see if or not the Savage Huntsman can make good use of this. And SKADI, on the other hand, attacking from all 3 angles. From the manor, from the garage, from the side of docks. And even the spawns at docks now belong to SKADI. And even the gods of RNG are with SKADI, as Savage Huntsman gets smashed from all angles, and they lose the kill. Zen's gonna go for blind shots off of his war machine, then sends in the support. The rest of Team Savage Huntsman rushes on in, tries to get the kills, but Mintz out of nowhere, and SKADI still has it.
They had the setup, but it didn't matter for SKADI. They're holding things down. Killer drone, war machine, name it whatever you want. The investment is just so flawless here for SKADI.
229. This might just be all over. Players from the side of Savage Huntsman all spawning off of the docks, and this is a very easily anticipatable angle. And with the Purifier in the hands of Chroma, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, spots a player, could have taken the backstab. Hunter Killer Drone says hello as well, as SKADI says thank you very much for the the freaking clock stops them. They need to go rotate over to P1, and now the blind opportunity for Savage Huntsman to have the most insane run of their lives.
Oh, break comes true, but is it gonna matter? It's the question. 1 more point to claim, as you would say. SKADI, can they get the break to say GG, well played? And yes, they do. They serve it. A very dominant win on Hardpoint Hacienda, 250 to 129.
Oh, that was not close at all, man. I mean, SKADI, they had that absolutely sorted out. They